Are you serious? Are you serious? Is Bitcoin the money of the beast? Japan is considering making Bitcoin a legal currency. Are you serious? Now, hang on a minute. We know Japan's market is in trouble, and Japan has the third largest economy in the world. Revelation chapter 13 says this. I've got an article here on Japan considering Bitcoin as a legal currency. Before I read it, let's read 3 verses from the Bible, from the book of Revelation, the prophecy of the coming apocalypse. The Bible says in Revelation 13, verse 14, and he deceived them that dwelt on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now, the mark of the beast, of course, will be a system that manages a cashless society. But in the meantime, what will be that one world currency that is used? So Japan starts to look at Bitcoin, considering making it a legal currency, which would then open the door for the Japanese yen to start to transfer funds into the Bitcoin currency, which is not managed by central bankers, and thus legitimizing this currency, which could actually be Bitcoin, might actually stand for the beast. And of course, the beast or the New World Order or the one world government has to come up with a way to transfer into a currency that can be collectively accepted by the world. As the stock markets of all world markets are very volatile right now. And with the United States struggling with its market as well as its economy, as job layoffs have begun to start within the economy here. And as we're hearing that Bilderberg is holding secret meetings down in Florida very soon. They've called for an emergency meetings where they will gather and talk about world markets and world currencies. And we know that China has been fluctuating their currencies and manipulating them for some time. That's part of what Donald Trump has been screaming about. And so as that's going on, all of these things are in play. There's a world move right now. A new world order. Tony Blair Faith Foundation. He's running around the world trying to create a one world of faith. The Pope has already held one world faith meetings at the Vatican. We've been witnessing Protestant pastors and Catholic cardinals and Jewish rabbis and Buddhist priests and Hindu gurus and Islamic imams gathering in the same room to discuss world peace and world religion. We can see the formation of the New World Order in the United Nations, in the United Nations Security Council. We've watched the central bankers manipulate, and we can see that there are banks in the EU that are in trouble. The coming of the beast, the mark that will manage it, And it will include denial of Jesus Christ. It will be an antichrist government. Are you serious? In the book I wrote in 2012, Mark of the Beast, RFID, I talk about these things and how that they come together. It's based on current world events and how they relate to Bible prophecy and an end-time apocalyptic scenario. The sequel to that was Jerusalem Jihad and how Israel plays a role as it stands up against the beast. So as these things are coming together, I'm telling you folks, we're watching it unfold before our very eyes. Let me just read to you the article. Japan's growing liberal Democratic Party is planning to propose legal changes that would define Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as currency. Now, the change would mean Bitcoin would be more tightly regulated and taxed and are likely to lead to more investment in developing cryptocurrency infrastructure in Japan. The officials in the financial affairs section at the party's headquarters say that the legislative changes were discussed yesterday, and the LDP aimed to raise the matter again in the Parliament of Japan. There's a long way to go, but we've discussed reform and believe it is the right way to go. The timing of the change was yet to be decided. That's because Bilderberg has to hold their meetings down in Florida, secret financial meetings, world currencies, world markets. And then, of course, Bilderberg holds their annual meetings in early summer. And it's always, every time they hold those meetings, major changes happen with the Fed. A lot of times, like 2 days after they met last time, 2 years ago, I think it was, Fed Chairman Bernanke was let go. Quantitative easing was discussed among central bankers and world banks, and money was being printed and poured into the markets. That was a temporary fix, creating a facade to prop up the economies of the world. But that bubble's about to burst. And there needs to be an escape route. And it might be the money of the beast. And so Japan is considering a Bitcoin as a commodity. The new definition would consider anything that can be exchanged for goods and services or legal tender as a currency, bringing Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies into the fold. According to the report in the Nikkei newspaper, the changes were proposed by the government body, the Financial Services Agency. However, FSA officials in Tokyo refused to confirm that any changes to legislation were being considered. We have not decided anything. The way things work here is that any change would have to be approved by the Parliament first, and then we would work on writing the legislation. Speaking on condition, of course, of anonymity, some of the officials declined to comment on whether the FSA had proposed a legislative change. They have not said they did or didn't. Are you serious? This is huge, folks. This is huge. I mean, this is the beginning of the one world currency. I mean, it's starting. Remember, United Nations agenda. Remember Agenda 21? It's still in play. Don't forget the Georgia Guidestones that laid it out for you. But take it another step further, folks. The United Nations has now the Agenda 2030, where the New World Order must be fully implemented in play by that year. In the process, that doesn't mean it won't already come to a one world government before 2030. But certainly if you have a one world government, a one world religion, a one world currency, and a mark of the beast system to manage it, those are the four objectives that must be met. It will be guided and led by an antichrist and his false prophet on the side. Now, as we're talking about a one world currency, this is becoming the real deal. The real situations are developing here. And so Bilderberg secret meeting being held in Florida may actually be all about this, Bitcoin and the one world currency. We'll see. Japan has broke the ice. Japan, I've been waiting for a nation. I thought it was going to be the BRIC banks, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, the BRICS. I thought that was going to be the creation of a BRICS beast currency, and still might be. I really thought it was last year when they started talking. But it may be that it's the Japanese that introduced the concept through Bitcoin. I'll be back with more current world events. We're going to discuss this today in our live broadcast. Do not miss today's Coming Apocalypse live broadcast from my website at www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. The broadcast starts at 12 noon Eastern for 2 hours. Do not be late. It'll also be live on YouTube. God bless.